Sorry about the low quality desktop background, I just wanted something dungeon related. Business as usual, Python script here. Goes into this text file. Text file is 150,000 video games. It goes through it in a random order. Here's just a UI of it, sorting through it, and whatever I stop on, I play blind. So here we go. Stop. Dragon Blade. Wait. Get that box out of here. Wait. Stop the video. Okay, the first game was Dead Steel. The second game was Densha Dego. Third game was David Crane's Jungle Adventure. Fourth game was Dungeon Maker. Now the fifth game, Dragon Blade, also starts with a D. Either the Python script I made is broken, is pulling games starting with D for some reason, or it's just one hell of a coincidence and I wasted all my luck rolling Ds in this poorly created program. So I guess the easiest thing to do now is just to re-roll. Just not play the game I re-roll, just to see if the script is working. If it pulls another D, I have to shut down this whole production. So here we go. X-Men vs. Street Fighter. God damn it. One of my favorite game shows. Instead of playing Dragon Fire Blade, I could be Cyclops, optic blasting people. This is going off the rails. Alright, load up the Dragon game. Man, I haven't seen the Wii safety logo in a long time. Here's one hell of an intro. Not sure why they're burning helmets and swords, but have at it. So what I can tell from this, there's a dragon team, and there's a human team, but it looks like they team up to kill a red dragon, and then they spread sword pieces amongst the humans. And I'm not sure who is the good guy, because they all look like bad guys. So I don't know whose side we're on, or what we're going to be doing in this game.
Once their great lord.
Here's a voice cutscene, so it's gonna probably explain a little bit more. Looks like the Red Dragon, he helped human civilization brokering peace among 6 kingdoms. The 6 kingdoms are tricked into thinking that the Red Dragon was behind having monsters invade their kingdoms. The kingdoms turned against the Red Dragon and killed him. His soul was embedded into a sword, but then the sword was destroyed, and it was distributed amongst the kingdoms. So I was right. A very long time passed, probably 1,000 years. And the Red Dragon keeps calling it out to the bloodline of one of the kings he trusted, and then it reaches Dull, who is the player character. It's a hack and slash game for the Wii that uses the Wiimote and Nunchuck. This is either going to be very fun or very terrible, or both. So the tutorial portion of the game where you got to test out your weapon is all a dream. Dal's fiancé, very strange having the protagonist engaged to be married. So his fiancée wakes him up, says he has stress over the upcoming marriage. Now the village gets invaded, and the monsters are searching for, it looks like the sword hilt, the Red Dragon sword hilt. Now the Red Dragon uses telepathy and communicates straight with Dal, and tells Dal to move to the stone slab. Like, I'm not paraphrasing. It does say stone slab. Dal is confused by this statement. He says, the stone slab by my house? That's absurd. He's in danger. They're all in danger. There's monsters invading. And his wife is scared and says he wants to go with Dal. Wants to go with them to the stone slab that's apparently at their house where they're at. Then Dal says, oh, wait a second. Wait, I have an idea. Trust me, and leaves. So he just left his wife for bait or something. Dal goes to the stone lab, and then there's a fire sword underneath his house or something. So it'd be very exciting if I was an 8-year-old. And he's it's the sword of his dreams. So Dal's an 8-year-old. The combat is pretty fluid, I can give it that. There's a whole counterattack parry system, kind of like Sekiro, but it's on the Wii console, so it's not that, it's not that great. The camera is very bad. Saw this coming a mile away. Did he just make a Crash Bandicoot sound effect? See, so she's dying, and my question is, why didn't she just go to the slab? They were at their house that has the slab. Why didn't he just stay there? It took him 4 seconds to grab the sword. A boss is talking to his lackeys here, and then Dal shows up just angry as from the own mistake he made. Was not 100% his fault his fiancée died, but here's a boss fight. I guess it wasn't a boss fight. They literally died in 2 hits, and then Dal buries his entire village. And now he must travel the kingdoms to unify the sword. So here, the story got a bit confusing for me, or the character design. I made my way to the first boss, And the first boss is a half blue dragon, alright, half human, okay, but he also has a red dragon fist, I guess he obtained from killing the red dragon. So he's like a abomination just walking around. He doesn't look right. Bosses are no joke. No joke. It requires a lot of skill that I don't have. It's kind of like an Elden Ring boss. From the look of it, it requires correct timing, parry system, dodge. There's a way to actually knock down the bosses. I do not know how to do any of this. It's too frantic. But I did somehow kind of bug him out, and I killed him. He's dead. He's super dead. He catches on fire, falls off a very high waterfall, then explodes. He's dead. Killing him gives you like a Mega Man power-up that makes your sword turns into like a fist, a fire fist, kind of like those 1990s sticky grabby toys. So the red meter uses the fist, and the fist is very strong, and also is used to open doors, like secret doors and bridges. It is very powerful. Like it can take down a group of mobs, no problem. Now I've noticed that there's no reason to actually kill the monsters. So what I do is I just beeline it. I can just jump over them, but you do get caught in these kind of purple zones that keep you there until you kill all the monsters. So the game is ramping up in difficulty. I can tell because there's like 20 monsters on the map, and they chain knock you down. Very hard to kill these things. So rolling around like Dark Souls and evading is really needed, but it's difficult because the camera is very bad. And yeah, there are checkpoint systems along the way, and if you die, you get sent back to the checkpoint. If you die enough, and you use enough retries, you get sent back to the beginning of the stage. So it's kind of like an old school game in that sense. But with that all being said, I got far enough to fight one of the dragons, Jagira. He's a water dragon / seahorse. Surprising enough, the bigger the monsters, the funner and easier they are. This enemy, Jagira here, has 3 health bars with 3 different distinct phases. Phase 1, he's throwing water at you. Phase 2, he's bubbling up the water, launching you into the air. As phase 3, he's just mailing you down. So it's kind of intense towards the end. And this is all pretty well done for a second boss. Alright, so I'm done with phase 3. This is now phase 4. It says core break attack chance with this crazy psycho music playing in the background. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to press A, okay? Oh. I don't know what Z's bound to. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm playing this on an emulator, and there's like 50 keys. I do not know what Z's bound to. This is a disaster. It took me legitimately a very long time to figure out how to actually activate what it wants. It wants me to tilt the controller. It also wants me to waggle it. You know how hard that is to pull off with my keyboard? So here we go. Now, after this boss, I'm noticing that the game got stupid hard. Like, before it was manageable, I could kill everything that's on the screen. Now it's just like they're testing the limits just to see how many models the Wii can render at one time. Like, I had to employ advanced speedrun tactics. Like, I had to do the wolf skip, I had to do the Minotaur pull. I had to do the panic spam my fist weapon, only to find out that my OBS is recording my mouse cursor. Sorry, I forgot to mention, I should have mentioned this way in the beginning as it was in the first level. You collect these armor power-ups that don't really do anything, but I collected the 6th one of them, and it gave me Sabatons. How this game is tackling armor is it gives you armor after so many collections of armor pieces, but I'm just gonna look like an idiot with mismatched gear. I've played Sabatons, but I've cloth gear. Also, this game is very bare bones. In the option system, I thought there was gonna be some sort of thing displaying what my items did, how many items I collected. No. You would be wrong. Now I reached this very detailed turtle-looking man. The boss, you can tell because he has a dragon fist. I can get nowhere near to killing him. I've used so many retries. I've used so many tactics. All to be sent back to the beginning of the stage. And that's where I'm going to stop the game. I feel like I played it enough. So Dragon Blade Wrath of Fire. Weird story. Camera and targeting was very bad. Ruined the game almost. I got through it basically by spamming one attack. And this game requires a lot of finesse. I'd say almost akin to Dark Souls. Enemies felt unfair, just because of the sheer amount of them. Not by like the tactics they're employing, but by there's just so many. I got overwhelmed. I guess stun locked until death, 100 to 0. Bosses were fun. Bosses were very fun. Environment was very nice. And so was the music. I'm gonna give this a low B tier. Great job. This game will also be receiving the Oops All Dragons award. 6 dragons in this game, plus there are 6 more hybrid dragons. Too many dragons. Way too many dragons. And also, X-Men vs. Street Fighter will be placed in the S tier, top S tier. Best game. Come on.